quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win in life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, and go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? I'm a half-wit, seriously. Okay, out to lunch, how you going? Kai, how you going? I can't hear myself. Deb, how you going? Oh, well, Shannon, how you going? You were a bit angry because, okay, can everyone overseas let me know if I am on the same time that I was yesterday? Because I don't know if the clocks went forward, did they? I don't know. I woke up at 6 a.m. and I don't know. I think they did. But the only clocks I've got are digital, so I don't know. Okay, so there you go. So Shannon, I've got no idea. I was doing yesterday as a test for daylight saving today. I don't know. Oh, dear. Okay, Deb said we will all have to pay a late fee because you were early, Shannon. And Deb said, God love you all. I love my Hevite community. You have returned, Kai. Good stuff. Yep, you'll sit there for 12 minutes. Oh, God love you. Guess who broke their leg last night? SW, you didn't, did you? You broke your leg. It's okay. You've got two. Oh, dear. Oh, SW, I am so sorry. Oh, you poor thing. Yep, that would hurt, definitely. I'm sure it would hurt breaking a leg. I broke a foot, and that bloody will hurt. So I can imagine the leg might be a bit worse. It's a bigger bone. Kai said I'd rather snap a leg than own a peg. SW said when my beer runs out, I have no wild turkey. I'm screwed. Kai said I might Mountain Dew it and smoke. Oh, God love you, you poor thing. Kai said I was a guest today and opened a soda. They probably thought it was a beer. The stream ended quick. Oh, really? Oh, no. Okay, you're not going to the doctor. Oh, SW, if you've got a broken bone, I probably would, just to make sure it's set right. Hey, Michelle, how you going? Good to see ya. Who else have we got? It's a bit chilly here today. Carl, how you going, Carl? Oh, it's jumping already. J1, how you going? Good to see ya. Okay, I think I've said hello to everyone. Shannon, Deb, Kai, yep, okay. Oh, okay, there's a lot going on. Okay, where am I here? My bookmarks. What are they going to do? Okay, it's loading itself, I think. Where's my screen? I just clicked that. There we go. Okay, there's a few people saying F. Bruce Springsteen and the Diddy party he rode in on from Epstein Island. All this is alleged until proven in a court of law. Okay? Everything I say here is not fact until proven in a court of law. We are theorising with everybody else and people just inquiring and making suggestions, you know, as to what could be going on. Mitch and Kim's page said, yeah, F. Bruce Springsteen and the Diddy party he rode in on, he sold out the USA. Dom Lecrae said breaking Grammy award-winning rock star Bruce Springsteen just endorsed Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in a new video where he calls Donald Trump the most dangerous candidate for president in my lifetime. The only person that Trump is most dangerous to is these people. Simple as that. Cindy said going to be a lot of fireworks coming. There's updates on Diddy as well. Lawyer for Diddy child accuser vows to out famous accomplices. We all know, and we're waiting. We're waiting. How long ago is this? 11 hours. Yes, we're waiting. It's just like Epstein, we're waiting. I do hope they come out before he passes away or anything. You know, I hope that doesn't happen, you know. Shadow of Ezra said Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, revealed that music executives told him Diddy abused Usher so severely as a child that he was bleeding and had to go to hospital. And another one. I don't know how to say this. Ayak Cisco? Stevie Wonder defends Diddy. Is this funny? Is this comedy? American singer-songwriter Stevie Wonder defends Diddy. I didn't see anything illegal. Okay, there is another theory that he might not be blind. Okay? So maybe he actually didn't see anything. See, that's a play on words. If people think that he's blind and he didn't see anything illegal, of course he didn't. If he's blind, he can't see anything. Maybe shadow, I don't know. There is different stages of blindness, I know that. But I don't know if this is a joke. I mean, where did this come from? He didn't see anything illegal. Okay, Stevie Wonder did not see anything illegal. And that all now depends on whether you believe he can see or not. There is theories out there, believe me, that he's not blind at all. Concerned citizens said, meanwhile, in the UK, vigilantes posing as local authority maintenance staff uninstall and dismantle London's traffic ULEZ surveillance cameras. Oh, please don't do that here in Australia. Please don't. Pretend to be workers uninstalling ULEZ cameras. We need more people like this, mate. Seriously. Hello, Australia. Hello. Ariel said NC federal response overruled. North Carolina's federal response overruled. What I'm hearing at this moment is that North Carolina State Police will start arresting federal employees, now take this with a big grain of salt, who are objective and obstructive to aid coming from outside sources and domestic residents within the affected areas. And for those who may question, how are they able to do this? It says through. How are through able to do this? Well, it's called state sovereignty, something that is preserved under common law. All you have to do is read the 10th Amendment, which clearly has outlines and bylines as to how assistance is rendered to disaster zones. FEMA is supposed to operate in accordance with the state, not becoming the central authority that override local authorities on all things considered safe and effective. State rights do not erode under crisis or disaster scenarios where the federal government can operate with impunity and dictate how assistance is mandated, while also hindering those efforts at the same time, without that state also having the right to prevent overhead and overreach from imposing and exerting authorised authority to the detriment of said areas. Okay, that could have been put a lot simpler for people like me. Okay, FEMA is in a pressure cooker at this time as the world is now realising they are the sole party preventing aid from reaching citizens of North Carolina. I know, and I'm in Australia. Now that Elon Musk has posted about how difficult it has become to implement Starlink to help bolster communications to millions of people, it will become even more obvious at tomorrow's rally, which is now, I think. We're in the thick of this situation with things becoming clearer, earmuffs, that we have a domestic... Hang on. I've got to sort this sentence out. Sorry. We're in the thick of this situation with things becoming clearer. Earmuffs that we have a domestic terrorist organisation posing as an agency who presents itself as the altruistic authority with conditions that, if not met, decides the fate of whether or not you deserve to live or die. I believe the earmuffs is the wrong word. It's probably auto-corrected on them, okay? It does that to me. Yeah, so there was probably another word or two that was meant to go there, and autocorrect has done something that I can't even correct. I don't even know what word. Becoming clearer to us that we have well, that's better, actually. That we have a domestic terrorist organisation posing as an agency who presents itself as the altruistic authority with conditions that, if not met, decides the fate of whether you deserve to live or die. We are being shown. This is more exposure. I said this yesterday. And Elon Musk said, what the hell? Valentina Gomez said multiple sources on the ground are confirming that there is a blockade. I believe there's truckers on their way. Has anyone ever seen the movie Convoy? Yeah, might be the way to go. But people are going to have to help because, look, this is being exposed that these agencies never help anyone. And I don't think this is a new thing. I think this has been ongoing for a lot of years. They take the money and God knows where that money goes. Must be the money. Okay, it's all about the money. Glenn Beck said, I just received some information from the inside that makes this even worse. I'll be sharing sometime this week or Monday on air. I want to double check, but Elon Musk is right. It is what the State Department did to me in Afghanistan. They blocked our planes from taking off as we began to rescue 20,000 plus heroes. Because of what they did then, we are still in Afghanistan helping those in hiding with zero help and a ton of hurt from the US government. They become the bad guys and will block anyone who tries to do the right thing. This is not who we are. And Elon Musk said SpaceX engineers are trying to deliver Starlink terminals and supplies to devastated areas in North Carolina right now. And FEMA is both failing to help and won't let others help. This is unconscionable. They just took this video a few hours ago. This is yesterday, I believe, where you can see the level of devastation, roads, houses, electricity, water supply and ground internet connections completely destroyed. FEMA would have let them land to deliver critical supplies. My blood is boiling. So I don't know, but this storm, did it get more intense the further inland it went? I don't know. But there's a lot of questions about that too. But I think the government, okay, I've got a theory, right? What if, just imagine, right? This is not real at all. This is just a way out there. Let's say it's a story, okay? Can you imagine if the government could control the weather and if they designed certain things to happen so that they would need aid so that they could wash some money? That's my thought. I'm saying this in code because, yeah, I'm not suggesting anyone is doing anything like that, but I'm just questioning, you know, because I believe they might be, and I believe they've done it here in Australia. Okay, that one can go on Rumble. It's pretty easy to read though, but you know, if you read it, it's you won't be surprised at what's happening as much as normal people. But hey, all the normies are waking up now, so this is going to wake a lot of people up to a lot of things. David Pilates said, I really want the audience to take this in. The timing was purposeful. This was a giant FU. To all hurricane victims, Mayorkas in one announcement said he's out of money while his counterpart as Secretary of State gives away another $150 million of cash we don't have to a country harbouring terrorists. It's hard to believe that our government has completely lost all morality and sense of duty to the citizens. I believe this is another thing they've been doing for many, many years. I'm past disgusted. I'm ashamed that Blinken and Mayorkas represent the USA to the world. This Officer Lou said, breaking, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken announces $157 million in assistance today to Lebanon. Yep. Do you have words? I mean, I have a lot of words, but they're all swear words right now, okay? He states, we are committed to supporting those in need. Really? Not to your own citizens in need, though. And delivering essential aid to displaced civilians, refugees, and the communities hosting them. So maybe with when you displace refugees and civilians and you then have communities popping up saying, we'll host them, and do you give them money too? Do they get money too? Because everything, oh my God, everything's about money and washing it, let me tell you. So they haven't got $157 million to give to the people in the US, but they're giving it to Lebanon. Is my face red? I'm angry for you guys. Far out. Dr. CIE 17. Okay, that one will go on Rumble as well. Laura Loomer said it's going to get to a point where private militias are going to need to escort aid delivery trucks into North Carolina. FEMA is trying to make people starve, by the look of it. This is now a matter of survival. Listen to FEMA. Remember everyone who complied in Maui passed away? Only those who disobeyed survived. And Laura Limmer said FEMA's blocking delivery trucks from delivering supplies in North Carolina. Trucks from Florida were ordered to turn around. Florida was willing to help. A follower of mine says a company her husband worked for sent 60 trucks to help in North Carolina, and all of them were denied access to help, and they were ordered to turn around and blocked from entering in a blockade. Pete Buttigieg lied. Why is there a blockade in Asheville? Not only are Elon Musk's generous efforts to assist the people in North Carolina being denied, but truckers who drove all the way from Florida to help were ordered to turn around. This is a deliberate effort to stop the people of North Carolina from being rescued and to stop all aid efforts. Thousands of people will die because of this government obstruction. I wanted to share some info with you. A company my husband used to work for out of Tampa sent approximately 60 heavy-duty triaxle dump trucks and long haulers to help in North Carolina. They arrived yesterday to Asheville. Well, they denied them all access to help and made them turn back around and go back to Florida. I'm beyond furious. The company that sent them to help is Foes and Whitney, based out of Bartow, Florida. I thought you'd like to know I haven't said anything to anyone else as I was driving this morning on my way from Tampa to North Carolina. Yeah, well, something's going to have to happen, isn't it? Wow. This is illegal, said Lara Norris. Shortly after the Civil War in Ex parte Milligan 71 US 2 1866, yet stands to this day. Neither the legislature or any executive or judicial officer may disregard the provisions of the Constitution in case of emergency. Section 98. Therefore, anyone who declares the suspension of constitutionally guaranteed rights to freely travel, peacefully assemble, earn a living, freely worship, etc., and or attempts to enforce such suspension within 50 independent, sovereign, continental United States of America is making war against our Constitution and therefore we the people. They violate their constitutional oath and thus immediately forfeit their office and authority, and their proclamations may be disregarded with impunity, and that means anyone, even the governor and the president. Huh. Interesting. So who's going to do it? Got to wait for the military. Okay. Okay, I'll read that one on Rumble, but I will read the first two sentences here. Just checking everything's good. And I said, all these people telling me I'm just selling hopium? What am I supposed to do? Log on and tell people they're fucked every day? Is that what you want? Like, okay, I'll just jump on and go, we're all fucked. We're all fucked. That's it. Fucking over. We're all fucked. See you later. I'm going to go run to the bush. Oh, dear. For those telling us that we sell hopium. Okay, there's a lot going on with storms. Including that one. Let's talk about that. Normally storms, right, when they're over the ocean, they gather intensity for a reason. They're picking up more water as they go. When over dry land, they start to normally taper off a little bit. Like they can be intense when they hit, of course. But they don't normally, as far as I know, and I'm not a professional or anything, so take this with a big grain of salt, but they normally start to disperse as they go over inland. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And maybe I'm stupid. Okay. Here we go. And do you need any more reasons not to trust the Red Cross? They did a dodgy here in 2020 in Australia with a lot of donations that were donated to Australians who lost their homes and animals and all sorts of things in the bushfires. And the Red Cross decided to keep it for the next emergency. Laura Loomis said the Red Cross just cancelled their hot meal delivery to Hurricane Helene victims in Western South Carolina because of transportation issues. I'm sure there's a lot of truck drivers out there that would help. People are starving, haven't eaten in days. They showed up to get a hot meal and left empty-handed. This is in Edgefield, South Carolina, is it? Edgefield County? Horrific. People are going to starve to death. CC to Lindsay Graham, I know you call me toxic, but these people in your state need help. Can you find a way to get them some food? Edgefield County, SC alert, due to vehicle transportation issue, the Red Cross has been unable to travel to STHS to deliver the hot meals as promised tonight, October the 4th. We apologise for the inconvenience this may have caused any of our citizens. Reply stop to opt out. Inconvenience? We apologise for the death this may have caused any of our citizens because they're starving. I don't need any more reasons not to trust them. Yeah. MJ Truth Ultra said update Hurricane Helene. A whistleblower comes forward and it's not good at all. FEMA basically wasted all the money they had and left thousands of emergency personnel on the ground with no deployment orders whatsoever. To throw salt on the wound during this hurricane, airline tickets were being purchased for illegal aliens into the US. And do you know how many years they've been doing that as well? That's where the money's gone. The money, just gone. Because they were flying people in and paying for it. This shows that US government is actively and intentionally allowing US citizens to suffer. This is atrocious and this is treason. It's insane. It's waking more people up. Okay, Punkness said, we shall not be moved. We are one nation under God with resilience, love of our fellow man and an unwavering spirit. Americans hiking to bypass FEMA and get to others in need. Doesn't get any more American than this. That's the way. You love to see it. Hiking supplies into the flood victims of Irwin. Is that Tennessee? TN? That's the way, though. And climb if you have to. Do what you have to do to get the stuff there. Look, they're all muddy. They're covered in mud. There's people with bins and toilet paper. I mean, I know you can only carry so much, but the more people, the better. You can carry more, get in there more, get more in there. Juanita Broderick said 100%. I think this is the place in history where the people stand up and say, fuck this, I've had enough. Or we've had enough. Do you remember that part of the movie Network where he goes, I want you to stand up and open your windows and yell out, what is it? I'm not going to take it anymore. Something, I'm not going to take it anymore. Yeah, we've had enough. I think we've all had enough. We are so close. It's not funny. Okay, AKA said, do you agree? Candace Owens said there's no 5-year-old in the world that is explicitly gay, lesbian, transgender or heterosexual. Small children do not think about sex and sexuality unless they've been groomed to do so by an adult. These are the facts. And I fully, highly agree with this. Children are innocent until taught. They've seen something somewhere, let me tell you. Fletch 17 said, wait, Trump is getting an emergency MGT briefing on Helene. Grab your popcorn. I think that's what the popcorn thing was about the other day. When you remember when Trump was buying popcorn and handing it out? Go and watch this. Yep, watch this. Anyway, President Donald Trump en route to Evans, GA for a Hurricane Helene emergency management briefing. I think it's quite interesting that Trump, gets involved. Then it shows them up and then they've got to go down there and say, oh, here you go, $750 for you. While we give 129, what was it, million? Billion, trillion, I don't know anymore. They're giving trillions away. Speaker Mike Johnson said last Wednesday, I led Congress to provide $20 billion extra dollars available immediately to FEMA so they would have operational funds right now to respond to Helene. President Biden and VP Harris have failed terribly in that response. They knew this storm was coming but did not adequately prepare. It is inexcusable. I visited many of the impacted communities in the affected states and they desperately need the full aid and support of the administration. Well, you know what they've done with that $20 billion, don't you? They've washed it and stuck it in someone's pocket or their own. Once the affected states are able to calculate their damages, Congress is fully prepared to provide additional disaster funds as needed. Well, for God's sake, don't do it if they're not going to bloody... He's enabling more... Oh, who was that? Speaker Johnson. No, I'm not going to like that. Yeah, because they're going to use that. Is he stupid? That's not going to get to the people that need it. Donald J. Trump News breaking. J6 committee. Democrats say they fear Trump will put them in jail. What's your reaction? My reaction is you'd be safer with Trump than the people. I'm pretty sure because if the people got their hands on you, you realise you've got to be safer with Trump. That's what I think. But hey, that's just me. Yeah. I'd be worried about normal people if I were them, more than Trump. I mean, it's going to end the same way, probably, maybe. But yeah, I'd still, with Trump, it's going to go like that. And with the people, it might not. Could be torturous. Wow. Okay, the rubber duck said the stage is being set and we're all being prepared. That's the 40,000-foot view from above explanation of everything we are living through together right now at this moment. It won't work unless enough people are ready. And I'll read that one again on Rumble. But yes, this is why we are here. People need to open their eyes, see what is going on here. And the quicker we do that, the quicker we can move forward. Okay. Laura Loomer said MTG. Okay, I did this for a reason, okay? I don't know what's going on with Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene, but something is. And I don't think Laura Loomer's right this time. Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks Jews control the weather with space lasers. This is what Laura Loomer's saying. She's completely unfit to be a US Congresswoman. They, we all know what she means by they. Okay, Marge, well, you should see the comments. Marjorie Taylor Greene just said, yes, they can control the weather. It's ridiculous for anyone to lie and say it can't be done. I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And she didn't say, where here did she say a Jewish person? But Laura Loomer, that was what came out of mainstream media, I believe. So what's going on with Laura Loomer? But anyway, the comments pretty much corrected, apart from that one there. People said, Carla said, governments do control the weather. You really should dig into it. JD Sharp said, I don't know who's doing it, but I know it's being done. TDS therapist, like the name, said there are many weather modification patterns out there, already out there. They are, in fact, absolutely doing this and have been for a long time. You should research it. NC was not an accident. Waterman said by they, she means the government. Sometimes you get it in your head that everyone's a racist. Weather manipulation's real. Research HARP. Just don't think Hurricane Helene was man-made because that's lunacy. Well, that's this person, but hey, I think it was helped along. I don't know. It's just me. And that might make me a lunatic, but that's fine. I will wear that. I know what I've been looking at for however many years I've been looking at it, a long time. Freedom Health said, sorry, Laura, I agree with MTG on this one. I'm guessing this is just a sampling of the available tech. And you are assuming she meant Jewish people, where she made no such claim. Are you claiming the deep state is all Jewish people? Very interesting. Anyway, these are patents, right? For weather manipulation, right? Patent 3056556, October the 2nd, 1962, method of artificially influencing the weather. Patent number 20030085296, November the 2nd, 2001, hurricane and tornado control device. Patent number 8262314, September 11, 2012, method for decreasing the intensity and frequency of tropical storms or hurricanes. Patent number 201300380063, February 14th, 2013. Apparatus and method for inhibiting the formation of tropical cyclones. Interesting they don't use any of them when they need to. 201-301-75352, July the 11th, 2013. Method to influence the direction of travel of hurricanes. Patent number 202-00187430, June 18, 2020. Helical artificial generator of tornado, hurricane, yellow dust and typhoon. Patent number 202-00315104, October the 8th, 2020, propagating sound through bodies of water to generate and direct wind for the purpose of moderating and affecting weather patterns. So there you go. And one more, Andrew Balboa, XX, said, I am not taking her side, Laura, but are you familiar with chemtrails and how NASA creates rain clouds? Look up Jeremy Clarkson Top Gear, NASA creates rain clouds on YouTube. Or the Arabs blast sand into the air to create weather problems in Florida. I haven't heard of that one, but there you go. Nobody heard of atom bombs in Japan until Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And by then it was too late. And for anyone who thinks MGT is lying, Operation Popeye. There you go. So I'm not going to like, what I will do is I'll like that one. But I'm not going to like the Laura Loomer one because I don't think she's right here. So now it makes me question. Makes me question everything. Laura Loomer said, take it with a grain of salt. Source tells me there are currently 12 FEMA Medivac birds that have been stationary since Sunday in Greenville, South Carolina, which have been ordered to stay grounded and not assist with search and rescue and recovery efforts in North Carolina in any way. This is outrageous. Well, I do believe that because that's what they seem to be doing, right? I was just didn't agree with the take on that one. That happens sometimes, and I've done this before. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just because people get one thing or a couple of things wrong doesn't mean everything they've said is wrong. We're trying to sort through the shit here, you know. And I will have information that's probably not right. Some of it won't be right, but other bits will be. It's up to you to use your discernment and do your research. Shadow of Ezra said hackers have unleashed a stealthy malware that silently seizes control of mobile devices, draining bank accounts without a trace. Disguised in fake Google Chrome and NordVPN apps, it captures users' banking credentials and sends unauthorized transactions in real time, all while blocking notifications and staying hidden from security systems. Keep an eye on your transactions at all times. Even better still, take your cash out. Leave enough in there for your bills, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't trust that either. I take my money out and I pay my bills at the post office like the good old days. I take my paper bill to the post office and I pay the bill. Okay, now we've got footage. This Il Donaldo Trumpo said boom. What's boom? We might have to listen to this one to find out what the boom is.
This country has ever seen. The reason why those Americans in North Carolina, those mothers, those fathers, those precious little children were left to die, were left on rooftops begging their government for help that never came, is because Kamala Harris turned FEMA into an illegal alien resettlement agency. Its manpower, its dollars, its resources, its mental energy was spent over the last 4 years learning how to do one thing, how to get illegal aliens from outside the country into your town. And so when disaster struck, they were not ready, they were not prepared, they were not capable, and they did not care. And our fellow citizens, including babies, children, young kids, were left to suffer and drown. They did not scramble the helicopters. They did not scramble the military. They did not send needed assistance. But if those children had been living in a foreign country, they've been living in Haiti, or they've been living in Venezuela, why then Kamala Harris would have sent in help immediately. A betrayal like we've never seen before, Sean. This is infuriating.
There you go. Boom. They used it all. Well, we know that. You know, he was just saying what we already know. They used it all on importing votes. How does that sit with you? I don't know. Doesn't. Jeez. Lucky we're watching what seems to be a movie. I don't know. Sometimes it gets a bit real there. And I'm not saying this is not real, okay? At all. Craig Kelly said Norway reject the WEF cashless agenda. From the 1st of October, all shops in Norway will be forced by law to accept cash payments from customers if the amount does not exceed 20,000 kroner, about 2,750 Australian dollars, and in US 1,885. Although there's an argument that businesses should be free to accept whatever form of payment they want, I believe there is also a stronger argument that they shouldn't be able to reject a nation's legal tender in exchange for necessities of life. But the strongest argument for such a law is that it protects against the inherent dangers of big government's totalitarian overreach and central bank digital currencies in a cashless society. A free society needs cash. Would you support a similar law in Australia, USA, New Zealand or the UK to ensure that cash remains king? I would. Cash cleared for a comeback. Go Norway. Keep that cash, seriously. And that's why I don't like all this online stuff, because like they were saying that like through the NordVPN and, you know, they're taking money out of people's bank accounts and that. Years ago, when someone wanted to steal from you, they actually had to walk up to you, and now they can do it remotely from some other country, somewhere else, God knows where. Great. Okay, Dr. CIET17 said the good news about the lack of federal government help in this entire Hurricane Helene mess is that people are finding out that we don't need their help. Citizens have been stepping up, donating, helping pick up the pieces and taking care of one another. We spend way too much money in government that we don't need. It's all such wasteful, bureaucratic BS and a bit of a money washing scheme, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I think. This is the biggest transfer of wealth. You'll see it. And I think Speaker Johnson had just helped by giving them, how much was it? 20 billion? 20 million? 20 billion. I don't know. For recovery, disaster recovery relief or whatever. That's not going to go to where it's supposed to go. Are you kidding me? Okay, but that's what's happening. Okay, Malcolm Roberts said Australians are sleeping on the street because they can't afford rent or their mortgage. Meanwhile, there are a record 2.4 million temporary visa holders in the country competing with Australians for a roof over their head. Our migration is out of control and the government's just letting it happen, like yours in the US. Except we don't have a border. The whole of Australia is our border that I believe our army is supposed to be protecting, but the government won't let them. Okay. And Geo loves to tag me in this one. Maybe this is why the German Luftwaffe, German Air Force, was weeks prior to the hurricane conducting weather experiments on the newly forming hurricane that struck the US. Good question. Savage Daughter said, oh, be a bit painful. Blue balls fall from the sky. Okay, let's have a listen. Sounds interesting.
Hey, it's Glam Ham, and I have some mind-blowing dot connecting about Hurricane Helene. I'm going to start here. This lady sent this picture from South Africa. You all know I covered the blob anomaly and South Africa's crazy weather. These blue jelly balls were raining on this lady's parents. She asked me to look into this. Here's how this went. And trust me, it links back to this, and it's mind-blowing. I start to look into the jelly balls. Knowing it's not a craft project raining from the sky, I move on. I find that this is not the first time that blue jelly balls have been raining from the sky. This was 2012. We'll get back to that. I came across this. Blue jelly balls look kind of similar, and this is talking about how we could be drinking from water bottles made of these like gummy balls. Sounds charming? Let's move on. Thank goodness scientists looked into this and found out it was not marine eggs. These jelly blue balls raining from the sky were made of sodium polyacrylate. So I find out that polyacrylate has an impact on temperature, and it can be used for cooling and reflecting. It is not biodegradable and doesn't decompose quickly in nature, which is a little concerning if it's raining from the sky. So I go back to looking for anything that looked like a jelly blue ball that might rain from the sky, and I found this. This is droplet mixing with a piezoelectric transducer. Piezoelectric transducers are a type of electroacoustic sound transducer that converts the electrical charges produced by some forms of solid material into energy. It is energy related. Remember that. So, I ask AI, what does this have to do with my blue rainy jelly balls? Cloud seeding. While piezoelectric devices are not directly used for cloud seeding, they can contribute to the technology by helping control or monitor dispersal of the seeding materials like silver iodide, ultrasonic devices. Again, we have a sound element here. They may use piezoelectric transducers to create sound waves that can influence cloud formation and precipitation. Would you look at those jelly blue balls? Things you never thought you'd say. There's a sciencey description here of how they're intertwined, but importantly, these hydrophilic polymers can absorb large amounts of water. And you're thinking probably right now, what's this got to do with Hurricane Helene? Trust me. So we're energy harvesting. Now, in my video last night, I included lithium mining. I tread carefully there because I had a video banned. Now, here's the important thing, okay? The combination of piezoelectric transducers with blue polyacrylate hydrogels creates innovative solutions for sensing and energy harvesting applications. Again, with the energy harvesting. Trust me, this gets better. Here's where a big lightning bulb went off. So this kind of magical property of converting energy from one source into something else that's usable occurs in certain materials, like quartz. Hold that thought. Again, we all know there's loads of lithium out there. Well, did you know there's a ton of quartz, like $530 billion worth of quartz? You may be aware that the growing use of AI is going to require a staggering amount of power. Well, it turns out that quartz, while not powering AI directly, has properties that enable the hardware that powers AI to function effectively. Okay, we're going to go back to sound now. Another message from South Africa about hearing a strange humming and sound pulsing. Well, guess what else has been heard in some of these freaky storms? Kara, what is that noise? What? Well, we know it's sound. So, from the comments, I quickly gathered that this sounds like an instrument called a shofar. Here's what that sounds like. Definitely very similar. Wrapping this journey that we've just been on, thanks to the jelly blue balls, some experimental weather modification techniques involve ultrasonic devices, which may use piezoelectric transducers to create sound waves that can influence cloud formation and precipitation. Is this large presence of quartz a dot we need to connect? Is the lithium a dot we need to connect? The sound? Are the jelly blue balls involved? This concludes this deep dive for now. Anyone interested in emergency communications, see my playlist Hurricane Comms for how to get started and how to use radio in an emergency. And hey, while you're at it, get your ham radio license. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
Okay, this is Glam Ham Radio on TikTok. All one word. And if you're on TikTok, I'd go and sub.
Hey, it's Glam Ham.
She sounds like she's got a lot of good information. And regarding the quartz, there's a lot of mountains in Australia made from quartz. I know someone who's living on one. Anyway, keep an eye on them. Now I've got to blow my nose. Of course I would have to. Hang on one sec, guys. I'm just going to pause while I blow my nose. Okay. Now I'll just block my ears from blowing my nose. Elon Musk said, is this for real? Joel Berry said, some fun facts about the Democrat plan to steal. Maybe I might do that on Rumble. Oh, no, using overseas people now. Through the overseas program, the UOCAVA, you can register to vote online, apparently, without providing ID, SSN, or proof of citizenship or address. Apparently, you can register in any state at any address. No one verifies whether you've actually lived there. Many states allow you to send your ballot via email. A recent Democrat memo announced their plan to collect 9 million overseas Democrats' votes. According to a federal government report, there are only 2.8 million eligible voters overseas. Very interesting. In 2020, the number of civilian UOCAVA votes inexplicably doubled from their normal average. I remember this was speculated back in 2020. The Democrats have spent six figures on the whole vote from abroad program. They rake in more unverified civilian ballots, overseas ballots this year. In 2020, just 44,000 voters across Arizona, Georgia, and Wisconsin votes won Joe Biden the presidency. Democrats only need a handful of fraudulent overseas ones to take this out. And there's a link to them announcing their plans. It's democrats.org. DNC announces innovative six-figure investment in Democrats abroad to ensure engagement of key voters living outside the US. Dear, I don't know. I think if you go and live somewhere else, should you really have a vote then in the country that you've left to go and live somewhere else? I don't know, but I don't think that should be allowed. I don't know. Like, unless you're just, like, on working somewhere else, but you live in America. But if you actually move and live somewhere else, should you be voting? I don't know. Evil Texans say, I pay over 100 grand in taxes every year. You're telling me that if my entire life and town got crushed from a natural disaster, that the federal government would send me a $750 check and call it good? We really need to repeal the 16th Amendment. Why am I paying Ukraine? Why am I paying Israel? Why am I paying Iran? Why am I paying Taiwan? Why am I paying for both sides of wars I don't care about? The US government is completely out of control and needs to be defunded. Wow. What is the 16th Amendment? Is that giving aid to overseas countries or something? I'm trying to find out from the comments. Truth Warrior said, I no longer consent to pay taxes when it's used without any... Oh, is it taxation without representation? To how it's spent? Forced taxation without representation is slavery, and I believe we have an amendment against that. Wow. DC Drano said when Biden didn't leave his basement in 2020, he knew the fix was in. When Katie Hobbs refused to debate Kari Lake in 2022, she knew it was in for Maricopa's little machine shut down. Things are different in 2024. Kamala isn't calm right now. Dems will definitely try, but it looks like Trump is winning by more than 5 to 10% cheat margin. That's why Kamala's begging for a debate on CNN. If she wasn't begging for a debate, I'd be nervous. But her freaking out makes me think we've got this. But don't relax. You've got to go and vote. Don't assume that you got this. Okay. George said they just asked Trump if he's worried about losing voters due to Hurricane Helene, and his answer was beautiful. I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives, and to be honest, it's much bigger than anything else. We must elect this man. His heart is fully in the right place.
Say it. I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives, and to be honest, it's much bigger than anything else, but we're thinking about lives, a lot of lives lost, a lot of people missing, and that's what I'd be focused on right now. Say it.
Okay. They asked if he was concerned about disenfranchised voters, and he said, I'm not worried about voters, I'm worried about lives, which is how it should be. Malcolm Roberts says Sun Cable is a sprawling 12,000 hectare solar complex which is estimated to deliver a 2.5 gigawatt of power. This output estimate may be based on a 30% capacity factor, which is generous for solar energy. To put this into perspective, here's what 12,000 hectares looks like over the Gold Coast. In stark contrast, a coal-fired power station could match this output using nearly 100% of its capacity in just 25 hectares. These facts challenge the narrative that net zero is the ultimate environmental saviour. In reality, they are the destruction of the environment. And look at that. It goes from Mudgirab to Arundel, just above Labrador there, and down to Varsity Lakes, Burleigh Beach to the Spit Gold Coast. That's a lot of land and a bit of sea there as well, by the look of it. That's how much it would take. And if you have a coal-fired power plant in here somewhere, it's probably going to take the tiniest little bit of one of these. Like the tiniest bit of, like, in here somewhere. Crazy people. Dear me. Okay, Dan Bongino said Biden was sunning his balls on the beach while people were drowning in this catastrophic storm. And his cackling clown of a vice president was downing mojitos with her Hollywood celebrity friends, talking about how they're all brat. What the fuck is brat? We used to call little kids who didn't behave themselves brats. And our embarrassing communist media clown class is covering it all up. Shameful. And the communist media clown class is obviously the media. Okay. AKA said, imagine posting this and not expecting everyone to be enraged. Secretary Antony Blinken said the US is at the forefront of humanitarian response to the growing crisis in Lebanon, announcing nearly $157 million in assistance today. We are committed to supporting those in need and delivering essential aid to displaced civilians, refugees, and the communities hosting them. All except for our own people, that is. A leaked photo of who is currently running the White House. Okay? This is who's really running things, said Alan Schroyer. I agree. Insane. Okay, and the bike boy scandal. Dan Andrews, who was the worst premier in Australia to lock down for the longest time, nearly a year he had everyone locked down for. And he run over someone, apparently, allegedly. Him or his missus, one of them run over someone. Look who used to work for Slater and Gordon. Is this why the firm didn't properly investigate Dan's crash, where he run over someone? Julia Gillard, former Prime Minister, worked for Slater and Gordon, which is a lawyers here in Australia. And Richard Marles, current Labor Minister, worked for Slater and Gordon. These people. And the Bike Boy Justice Fund is trying to get a GoFundMe going to take Daniel Andrews, hold him to account for running over a young man on a bike. So there's Slater and Gordon, everybody. Connected to the Labor Party. allegedly. They are lawyers. They might try and sue the shit out of me, and I got nothing. You can't get blood from a stone. Clandestine said Kamala's teleprompter cuts off mid-speech and it goes exactly as you would expect it to. Word salad, talking in circles, repeating herself, cringe you cackle. But what sticks out to me is her lack of authenticity. Everything about is fake. You can tell she's disconnected. She's just checking a box. Everything is transactional. She looks annoyed that she has to do this. She doesn't actually care about the American people, and this sentiment is reflected by the way her current administration is responding to Hurricane Helene. Kamala and the establishment don't care about this nation. They just want access to our tax dollars so they can continue to milk us dry and retain their power. Now do you see where that problem with Mike Johnson giving $20 billion or million to FEMA to try for relief funds doesn't get to where it should? Recognise evil when they see it. They want to retain their power. That's what they're doing.
Remember his number? 32. Today we got 32 days until the election. So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it. And this is going to be a very tight race until the very end. This is going to be a very tight race until the very end. We are the underdog, and we know we have some hard work ahead. Remember his number? 32.
Dear God. Oh, dear God, I could do a better job. And I'm Australian. Jeez, yeah, that 49 seconds felt like 49 minutes. Holy cow. Clandestine had to pour himself a beer afterwards. Feels like he just worked a 12-hour shift listening to that one. Yeah, she had no idea. She's just repeating herself over and over again. Say something like, that $157 billion or $1 million we're going to give to Lebanon, we're going to spend that on our citizens. How's that? We're not going to send that money to Lebanon. We're going to spend it on the citizens and help them recover from this. Help them rebuild. We're not going to take their land off them. The general said breaking American citizens across the nation are demanding the immediate arrest of United States Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas for committing crimes against his own citizens. Well, I hope someone does something soon. I'm not even in America, and I'm not American, and I'm like ready to get up and go, hey, 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 hey. Hey. And that's all I can do is go, hey. Holy cow. This is insane. Scrupulous said convoy is on the way. The end game will be when FEMA meets 200 truck drivers and tries to send them back. The looters are not from the state. The looters are paid to loot. So there's looters now. And that happens everywhere there's a disaster. And I swear they do send people in to do it, you know. Okay, that one's going to have to wait. Oh, no, it's the end of... Okay, no, we can talk about this, I believe. Valerie said the unvaccinated health workers are still all alive? The COVIDs didn't get them? Kudos for waiting these medical fascist maniacs out. COVID-19 vaccine mandate abandoned for health workers. Finally. To Victoria now, 4 years later, where it's the end of an era and a term of coronavirus vaccine mandates for health workers at least. The State Health Department has, as of today, brought Victoria in line with other states by not just removing the requirement for hospital workers to have a booster shot, but any jab whatsoever. On the 4th of October 2024, Secretary Directions mandate COVID-19 vaccines for healthcare workers were revoked. The department's website now states. God, couldn't get my mouth around that one. So finally, 4 years later in Victoria, Australia, they finally removed the vaccine mandates for health workers. Crazy. Tony Saruga said GPS 4117 mobile devices at the Kamala Harris rally in Flint, Michigan. Using the previous Harris rally overlay attendees, 3,994 devices were at 3 or more past rallies. So there were 4,000 at her rally. The last one had 3,994 devices, that is, there, who were also at 3 or more past rallies. She's getting the same people over and over again. She might be gaining a couple here or there. Yeah, they're losing. They're on a losing streak. They're fighting a losing battle because nothing can stop what's coming. Kate said multiculturalism is failing us because far too many people are not leaving their baggage behind when they move here. And then some idiots that actually were born here are picking up the fight and trying to fight with them or protest or whatever. I swear some of them are like Antifa-type people. Il Donaldo Trumpo said treason. Elon Musk said, yes, they're literally using your tax dollars to import voters and disenfranchise you. It's happening right in front of your eyes, and FEMA used up its budget ferrying illegals into the country instead of saving American lives. That is treason. Health Ranger had another take on it. How much do you want to bet FEMA's primary mission is to find children whose parents are dead and traffic them out of the region, right into the hands of the Democrat trafficking machine? People, please keep a watchful eye on the children to make sure they don't get taken by FEMA. Okay. And Donald J. Trump News said breaking, and this is the first I've heard of it, Australia might declare George Soros a globalist terrorist. Do you approve this? If it was real, yes, I do. If it's not real, I still do. I approve of getting rid of this. Yep. He's a global terrorist. You can keep pouting all you like, mate. Doesn't work on me. Juanita Broderick said, how is this even possible? Things to ponder on. How does a hurricane travel 800 plus miles on dry ground, dumping 40 trillion gallons of rain and most of it at 2,000 plus feet of elevation in North Carolina? Well, that's what I was kind of wondering. Because storms mostly pick up their moisture from the water, the ocean, and as they go further and further inland, they normally get weaker, not stronger, not more rain. Okay, that one's another one. Laura Luma also said, media is saying the death toll from Helene is 250. Why are they lying? I've received messages from people who say in some parts of North Carolina they have already used over 500 body bags. Seems like the death toll will be over 2,000. The death toll for Katrina was 1,392 people. This is way worse than Katrina. And this lady here says there's over 900 unidentified bodies at her local hospital in western North Carolina. The entire town of Chimney Rock, North Carolina is gone. Keep our friends in the mountains in your thoughts. Holy cow. Oh, that's what it used to look like. And that's what it looks like now. James said, this lady said she overheard FEMA say add a couple of zeros to the death toll. This lady overheard the 4 FEMA execs at the airport and listened to what she has to say.
Picked up a flight of pediatric medical supplies that were brought in and are going to North Asheville. We were sitting in the private portion of the airport and we got to overhear an awful lot. The Army pilots, the Navy pilots, hospital representatives, there was a lot of chatter. While we were there, a private jet landed and 4 FEMA representatives got off. 4 people off of a private jet. Come to find out, and you're not going to hear this, so let me tell you. Come to find out, Mission Hospital was told, a private hospital, that they are going to go ahead and be the morgue center for body recovery. All of the Army Chinook helicopters you're seeing flying overhead, they are doing body recovery. FEMA said, and you can take this as a direct quote, said that they are too tied up at the border to send any more representatives. Yeah, at the border. So anyhow, I guess border control trumps whatever's going on here. So they told Mission Hospital they are not sending refrigerated trucks so that they can stack the bodies up. And we also overheard that whatever fatality numbers you are hearing, and this is a quote, go ahead and add a couple of zeros. So FEMA's too busy with the border. A private hospital and the Army are going to take over body recovery, and private individuals with their private helicopters and their private planes are the ones who are flying in supplies. I was at Hangar 10, I was picking up supplies. There was a stack for the Cajun Navy. There was a stack that looked like it was ASPCA. These are all being sent by private individuals. FEMA is doing nothing. Go ahead and share that.
Wow. So add a couple of zeros to the actual toll that they're reporting on TV. Zorro Foxtrot said the actual death toll will be concealed till after the election to cover for the Biden-Harris ineptitude and so the dead can vote by mail or other non-ID verified means, as well as to provide cover for new voters to the area that do not exist. Interesting. Interesting take. Okay. Holy cow. Greg Price said Kamala began speaking in Michigan at 2:04 Eastern Standard Time. Biden went to the White House briefing room 2 minutes later for the first time since he took office. All of the networks then cut from Kamala to Biden. Biden then said he and Kamala are singing from the same song sheet. She's a major player in everything that we've done. He absolutely despises her, lol. So he's putting her in. She's a major player in everything we've done. And if anyone thinks it's going to change when Kamala gets in, yeah, very delusional, I believe. But, you know, that's just me. And they saved her by sending Biden to the White House briefing room, I believe. Was that from the same speech she was repeating herself in? Shadow of Ezra also said thousands of Bank of America customers are facing widespread outages, with many locked out of their accounts. Those who managed to log in are shocked to find their balances at zero, though their debts remain visible. Bank of America's customer supporters acknowledge the issue, calling it a glitch they're working to resolve. Oh, I think we're going to see a lot of things. Very interesting things. And again, here in Australia, Alexandra Marshall said the Liberal Party have absolutely no intention of abandoning misinformation and disinformation laws, nor have they learned a single lesson. Liberal, donate, fighting fake news. While the internet has provided Australians with more information than before, it has also dispersed harmful misinformation and disinformation, particularly on social media. These are significant and ongoing issues that can affect health, safety and even national security, as Australians have seen with the spread of misinformation during the COVID pandemic and more recently with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Protect the lies of the government. The government response to the ACCC's Digital Platforms Inquiry final report indicated that we would ask major digital platforms to develop a voluntary code of conduct for disinformation and news quality. The Australian Code of Practice on Disinformation and Misinformation was developed by industry with oversight by the Australian Communications and Media Authority and started in February 2021. Yeah, that was because everyone started calling them out on COVID. While an important first step, misinformation continues to spread and social media companies are not applying their own terms and conditions consistently. A re-elected coalition government will introduce new laws to provide the ACMA with stronger enforcement and information gathering powers to hold big tech companies to account for harmful misinformation and disinformation online. You know what Australia is going to end up doing? We're going to end up with no social media because it's too dangerous. The government deems it too dangerous because they don't have faith in people that you can use your own brain, that you need to hear every bit of information. You can discern for yourself what you think is right and wrong. Yeah. Anne Vandersteel said, does anyone else think it's weird that BlackRock signed a $90 million contract for lithium in the very same area that was hardest hit by Hurricane Helene? And if you don't think these companies have access to this weather modification stuff, they do. Volkswagen had hail cannons to stop hail from forming over New Mexico, was it? Somewhere down there. Yep. So their cars didn't get damaged before they went out of the shop, of the lot, you know. Okay, Pauline Hanson said, media release, One Nation putting Labor and Greens last in Queensland. Okay, so One Nation are not preferencing Labor or the Greens or anyone like that. I think they're preferencing Liberal. But if everyone votes for One Nation, it's better because then she's got more say, or One Nation has more say. One Nation's how-to vote cards will recommend that Queensland voters put Labor and the Greens dead last on their ballot papers for this month's state election. Party leader Senator Pauline Hanson and Queensland could not afford another Labor government, and 4 years of out-of-control crime, rising inflation, scarce housing, and poor services in regional areas. Queensland can't afford another Labor government, or worse, a minority Labor government that needs the Greens to hold power, Senator Hanson said, and they do. We've seen what a disaster that's been in Canberra the past 2.5 years, with Labor relying on the Greens in the Senate, and some of the terrible outcomes that's produced. And we've all seen what a disaster Labor's been in Queensland. They just give away parts of the state to faceless Indigenous corporations without community consent. They're allowing wind turbines and solar panels to spread across regional Queensland like cancer in the reckless pursuit of net zero fantasy, driving up Queenslanders' energy bills to the highest they've ever been, and destroying the landscape with worthless pumped hydro project. Stephen Miles throws taxpayer money at us in the form of energy rebates and cheap bus fares, but won't address the causes of Labor's cost of living crisis. More Queensland families face homelessness, rental insecurity and mortgage stress. Insurance costs for homes and businesses are through the roof thanks to out-of-control crime under Labor. Record numbers of parents are pulling their kids out of state schools to protect them from indoctrination. Regional communities in Australia continue to be neglected. Public health services in the regions are desperately lacking resources and skilled workers. Regional infrastructure across the state is in poor shape, especially the notorious Bruce Highway. That's probably where all the high-speed crashes are because of the bloody state of the roads. It's not from speed. Farmers and rural communities, no, actually they're mostly in cities where people steal cars and go on high-speed pursuits. Yeah, it's mostly in cities, not so much on the highways. Okay, farmers and rural communities are under attack. Our fishers are being locked out from Queensland waters. Yeah, they're probably letting the Chinese in there, though. There's every reason to deny Labor another term in government. There's every reason to ensure the Greens have now no power in Queensland. They have net zero empathy for the people impacted by their disastrous policies, and we can see this Australia-wide. One Nation understands that it's Queensland voters who control and own their voting preferences, not political parties. It's entirely up to voters where their preferences go, but One Nation's how to vote cards will be recommending that every Queenslander put Labor and the Greens last on their ballot paper. Well done. Go, Pauline. Okay. Did I read that one? No, I haven't. Okay. Elon Musk said, how many people in music and entertainment knew about this? Rothmas said, sickening. Daily Mail said, Diddy accused of abusing 9-year-old boy and spiking drinks with horse tranquilizer, as 120 victims come forward with shocking claims. I believe it's gone up since then, as I reported yesterday. And I put this in here for a reason. Your Daily Post said the note Jim Carrey's girlfriend wrote before she took her own life is absolutely chilling. She blamed him for exposing her to a life of debauchery. Are we sure she took her own life? Are we sure? I am not believing it. The star of countless cinematic milestones, from legendary comedic roles in films like Ace Ventura and The Mask, to serious character studies in acclaimed dramas like The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the Canadian-born actor is an instantly recognisable face and a household name. But despite his career that's been nestled between a difficult past and uncertain future, seems to be in hiatus for the past few years. Where did he come from and where is he now? Carrie finally shares where he's been. Continue reading and find out. Born to Kathleen and Percy Carey, in the Ontario suburb of Burlington, James Eugene Carey was the youngest of 4 siblings, and it was clear from a very early age there was something special about him. Showing artistic inclinations from the very beginning, Jim wanted to entertain people since he could remember himself. Okay. When he was 10, he wrote to Carol Burnett asking to do impressions on a show. He received a formal reply, but not the one he was hoping for. Carol Burnett turned the enthusiastic 10-year-old down, but did thank him for writing in. This would be the first of many rejections he received that didn't slow him down. He could do impressions on primetime television. He'd do them everywhere else, including the classroom. One of his teachers recognised what an unstoppable force he was, and so instead of trying to stop him from entertaining his fellow pupils outright, she tried to contain his behaviour by allowing him to perform in front of her class if he managed to stay quiet for the duration of the lesson. Carey's creative inclinations weren't limited to amusing impressions in the classroom, however. He was an avid painter, sculptor, and even won art exhibitions. As he got older, his art became darker. Is that surprising? I did pencil sketches and stuff like that, he told Rolling Stone. I didn't get weird till I was older. My parents would come into the room and ask, "What are you drawing?" It would be my dad looking at his watch with a gun in his hand. "It's a portrait of you," I said. "It's called Waiting to Die." Okay. Jim's father, Percy, originally a musician, had decided to give up on his dream in order to support the family. He relocated the family to Scarborough, where they lived in a house next to a factory where he worked. Financially, times were hard, and the Carey kids were employed at the factory, working as janitors and security men after school. For Jim, this was a difficult time in his life. At the age of 16, he left school because of the toll work at the factory was taking. Okay, what does that say? Jim would drive with his father to Toronto at night, trying to bake the city's burgeoning comedy circuit. He found a stage at Yuck Yucks, a Toronto comedy club. At 17, he saved up enough money to move to Los Angeles, where he tried his luck in the big leagues, but soon returned home to Toronto, where he would stay until he was 19. He was getting noticed in clubs, getting booked in bigger and bigger venues, and finally offered a leading role on NBC's short-lived sitcom The Duck Factory. Feeling like he's made it, Jim decided to bring his family over to LA in order to support them financially. "They lived with me for a while," Carey said, "until I ran out of money." At this point in his life, Carey was supporting his entire family and the emotional pressure was high. "I didn't run out of money, I ran out of patience. I had to move them back to Canada. I was having bad dreams. I was strangling my mother in my sleep. I still supported them till I ran out of money. I went bankrupt." Still, he was not back at square one. His stand-up act was as popular as ever, and he was doing regular shows at Legendary Comedy Store, where he met his first wife, Melissa Wommer, who worked there as a waitress. He worked hard on his act, and soon Hollywood giants like Francis Ford Coppola were knocking on his door and offering him roles. He was building himself up when in 1994 something happened. He starred in an unprecedented string of blockbuster hits, and both his wife and cinematic history were changed forever. His life, not his wife. I don't know if I said wife or life. I'm trying to come on. Where are we? We know what he's been in: Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Ace Ventura, blah, blah, blah. Oprah Winfrey asked Jim Carrey what he did to turn his dreams into reality. "I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted," the newly successful star began. "I had nothing at the time, just made me feel better." Yeah, visualizing. That's like the secret that she put out there. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated at Thanksgiving 1995. He put it in his wallet. It deteriorated, and then just before Thanksgiving, he found out he was going to make $10 million on Dumb and Dumber. There you go. I think it's a load of BS. Anyway, that's just me. What's this? 1990s were a decade of many young new artists rising to stardom. Jim Carrey was one who was far from being alone. Another wildly successful artist, perhaps, was hip-hop's most highly regarded creator, Tupac Shakur. Despite their different backgrounds and artistic fields, two megastars bonded and became friends. So much that when Tupac was incarcerated, Jim mailed him amusing letters regularly to help keep his spirits up. Now I'm wondering what else they did. And then awards. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. A year after Jim Melissa divorced, Carrey was married to another woman, Dumb and Dumber female lead, fellow Canadian Lauren Holly. And they separate after a year of marriage. Holly wouldn't be Carrey's last relationship. Another co-actress, Renee Zellweger, Bridget Jones's Diary. Then they split up. In 2004, Jim Carrey became a full-fledged citizen of the United States of America. Canadians felt betrayed. What else? Okay, 2005, he met someone who'd become one of his major life partners, Jenny McCarthy, entered Carrey's life, and the two seemed to be happy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's a grandfather. Okay, Carrey and McCarthy ended up splitting up. Then he got what happened here? In 2011, the NYPD were called over to Jim Carrey's West Village studio due to some strange graffiti sprayed on its front. A strange silhouette of an alien-like being sitting cross-legged on purple background, the letters FFC. Despite the apparent vandalism, Jim Carrey explained he had spray painted his own studio walls, and that the being was a mischievous deity named Bubba who exists in negative space. Some called this behaviour worrying, but the actor insisted this was just another way to express himself. I don't know. Is he really like a deranged lunatic? Is that what we're going to find out? Okay. Yeah, we know all that. Okay, what happened here? He had a hiatus. Another hit in September of 2015. Catriona White, an Irish makeup artist with whom Carrey had a relationship, was found dead. Carrey flew to her home country and attended the funeral. Emotions running high, Carrey was accused by some members of her family of being in some way responsible for her taking her own life, but the actor was found innocent in the ensuing legal battle. Rattled, Carrey fell into a bout of depression which runs in his family, but eventually faced it head-on. Leaving aside medication, today Carrey deals with his depression without the help of drugs. The note, suicide note Catriona White left on her iPad tells a different story. In the note, she stood by her claims that Carrey introduced her to drugs and disease. You've not thought about the stigma I have to live with for the rest of my life. You have not apologised or once asked, is there something you can do to make it better, or even feel bad for it, or even ask me how I'm feeling about it. You did good things for me, but being with you broke me down as a person, Jim. I was promised Jekyll, instead I got Hyde, the note reads. Wow. In addition to practicing transcendental meditation and teaching it to at-risk youth, Jim Carrey's become more vocal about his belief system in recent years, often generating raised eyebrows and head scratching from interviews and fans alike. He's a Buddhist, a Muslim, a Christian, I'm whatever you want me to be, he said in one interview. It all comes down to the same thing. You're in a loving place or you're in an unloving place. If you're with me right now, you can't be unhappy. It's not possible. I don't know about that. Yeah, whoopee-doo. He had a big beard. Okay. I'm trying to get to the crux of it. He's a field of energy, apparently. That's what he thinks. He's an actor. That's what he is. He's going to be whatever you want him to be. Okay, he's shitting up his persona or some shit. Okay. Anyway, someone died around him and now I'm sus. Okay? That's what the whole crux of that whole thing is to me. I'm sus. Jeez. Okay, Matt Wallace said the Bank of America crash is all part of their plans, about to get so much worse. And I might have to read that one on Rumble. And maybe that one. No, hang on. Oh, yes, it has to be on Rumble, that one. Oh, yeah, here's one for you. V said, Australians in the midst of a housing crisis. Their PM. Let's introduce a misinformation bill. Okay. Anyway, that's the news for here for today. Let's go through the chat and see what's going on there. I can only get so far back. Deb said, Americans scream and shout. It's a war on the American people and like an abusive parent. Well, put it this way. I used to say this a long time ago. If the government was your partner, you would leave them for the abuse they're giving you, right? Anyway, you wouldn't put up with it from a partner. SW said, comments removed. Yay. Where? I can't get far back. I'm as far back as I can go. Deb said, on anything really cool by any chance, SW? D. Lee. How you going, D. Lee? Illinois DMV refuses cash, only takes debit or credit card and charges $1.30 for it. Another way to get money out of people. Shannon said, pants removed. Yay. Oh, well done. Cheryl said, same thing happening in the US with housing. There you go. J1 said, by the end of the year, you'll be able to spend straight from a cold wallet, become your own bank. That's the way. SW said, it's Aussie, I know. One day, you're going to get caught. Oh, one day, you're going to get caught. One day, you're going to get caught. One day, you're going to get caught with your pants down. Is that how it went? SW said, J1, I have hope. Cheryl John said, all of our government needs to be replaced. We have the Convention of States clause in the Constitution, and we need to use it now. J1 said, SW, you mean like Hollywood just did? Lol. Yeah, how you going, Cheryl? I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello. SW said, damn, I wish she'd hold my jelly blue balls like that. What? Oh, yes, I knew this would happen in the comments section when I mentioned the blue balls. They're jelly ones. Apparently they're falling from the sky now. Watch that and hit you in the head. Shannon said, gummy blue balls. SW said, don't fall in love, guys. Deb said she does hold them well, SW. Kai said, oh, I rambled as a guest on Mecca Dank Truth Bombs today. Oh, well done, Kai. Deb said, oh, no, so saying blue balls. J1 said electricery. Cheryl said, things you never thought you'd say. Yeah, that's something I never thought I'd be reporting on. Flyby said, Hev, didn't you mention Germans going to South Africa to study the storm? No, they were studying it before it hit the US, I believe. Hey, Geoloft, how you going? Kai said, I think I went off topic and rambled too much. Oh, we do that sometimes. I do it all the time. Deb said, I got my YouTube channel on hold till they could review it. I don't have one. I love that. How do they try and delete you, Deb? Or whatever they're trying to do to you. Put your YouTube channel on hold. What comments have you been making, Deb? No, I'm kidding. Because that's the only thing you're doing. You don't have a channel, so what are they doing that for? I think they're out of control. I was watching more of that LBRY camping yesterday, and it's like a mukbang as well, I think it is. I think that's something, yeah. That's why she keeps closing her eyes when she eats and making noises and stuff. But, yeah, Google bloody Translate is hopeless. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in. Sorry, Deb, it's got nothing to do with anything, but I thought I'd throw it in. See, I go off and ramble too, Kai. Dealey said, Geoloft. SW said, now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife, and he's talking with Davey, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen slowly get stoned. Yeah. Anyway. Kai said, Geo, hey Geo, everyone's saying hello, Geo. I did mention you because I read out some of your posts. You tagged me in. And I believe there's more that I've left out, actually. Anyway, I'll see on Rumble. Shannon said resonance. Kai said, literally just heard about Asheville, entire town to be demolished, ignoring the bodies completely. Yeah, they're apparently going to bulldoze the whole lot, I heard. Deb said, when you look at the weather, it has sounds wave you could see on the news. There you go. J1 said, deep dive on the jelly blue balls. Shannon's blowing his nose with a nose and a chew. Is that a sneeze, Shannon? Was it? That's what it looks like, a sneeze. Kai said, Asheville footage now being shown, supposedly. Shannon said, I'm blue, dabbendy. What? SW said, what way were that palm facing, Geo? Dealey said, Dane Wigington show the radar of the government steering the hurricane using frequency bombs. Yeah, Dane Wigington's been around a long time. Cheryl said, oh, they're going to use the hurricane bodies to vote too. Yeah. Deb said, I know someone that owns land that has golf and other stuff, crystal. And she said if we had a machine to get it, then go ahead. Anyone got digging for mining? Oh, you need some tools, Deb. Yeah, I know someone who's got quartz all over their land. Better be careful. And Deb said, oh no, more blue balls talk. Shannon said, I saw some footage of a house being sucked under a bridge. Yes, I saw that too. Cheryl said, come on, Deb, don't be a fuddy-diddy. A fuddy-diddy? Did you mean to say that? A fuddy-duddy or a fuddy-diddy? Deb said she lives on Gold Miners Road. Deb said, so you live under a bridge? Kai said, no, the US government will just let you die and bulldoze you up. Shannon said, fuddy-diddy, lol, sounds like baby oil will be involved. And Deb's laughing. SW said, isn't it awfully nice to have a, what is it? Penis? Right, frightfully good to have, okay. Well done, SW. I'm sure it's very interesting to have one of them. I wouldn't know, obviously. J1's laughing. Cheryl said, no, I live in a troll hole in Shawnee, KS. Flyby said, Deb, only trolls live under bridges, lol. Shannon said, all trolls live under bridges, Deb. Cheryl said, good thing I live in a hole then. SW said, trolls take tolls, reminder. Oh, yeah, the trolls take the toll over the bridge. Hey, half of our government do that. They're trolls. Deb said, so glad I have name of senators. I'll be sending many more letters. Shannon said, Shawnee Diddy Combs. SW said, Deb, yes, you're on target. And Deb said, yes, Timmy, would totally 100% with you, Shannon. Kai said, oh, it just occurred to me about something a lettuce guy said about 4 years ago. Cheryl's laughing at Shannon. Shannon said, see what I did there? Oh, my goodness. Dealey said, do tell Kai. Cheryl's laughing. Kai said, I have to be so horrible that no one on earth would ever allow it again. Chilling. It'll have to be so horrible. Deb said, yes, flyby stew. Deb's got her little pickaxes things to mine with. SW said, if you ever hear Labrador, instantly think of Stevie I wonder why. Kai said, all the people flooded, jabbed, and children in containers. Oh, yeah. Cheryl said, Biden's blue balls. Kai said, it just started. Shannon's put an eggplant there with a pick. Deb said, the seaport to ship it overseas to China to make your iPhone, etc. Oh, the seaport, they ship it over, yep. Cheryl said, Americans need humanitarian aid. I would donate if I thought it would get to Americans. And actually, the Australian dollar, if I donated like $10, you'd probably get 6 of it. But I would. I'd still donate if I knew where to donate to that wasn't going to be wasted or used otherwise. I think the whole world would if it was legit, if we could donate somewhere legit. Deb said, bloody delinquents, what we call kids, a.k.a. my granddaughter. Oh, no. Shannon said, didn't you get the dick pic, Deb? Cheryl said, evergreen. Kai said, it starts with America, ends in Magadoo. Shannon said, Sluggate. Dealey said, automated shipyards don't need to be bribed to turn a deaf ear to crying containers. Oh, bribed, you mean? SW said, I went home with a waitress. The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk, send lawyers, guns and money, Dad, get me out of here. Don't know that one, SW. Deb said, yes, Cheryl. And Dealey said, bribed, yep. Kai said, the destruction is required to wake the sleeping ones. Shannon said, Camilla's teleprompter cut out. Gold. Yeah, she stood there like an idiot. I could think of 100 things I could say straight off the bat. Yeah, we're taking that money from Lebanon, that $157 million, and we're giving it to the victims of the floods to help rebuild and to get them food and water and give them all blow-up tents until they can build their houses again. Those blow-up tents are like you can make 3-bedroom homes out of those ones when you zip them all together. At least give them something like that until they can build. Anything, any help. SW said, Kai, warriors like you, we need a rest. Luna said, God, she talks crap. Who, me or Camilla? I'm assuming you're talking about Camilla. Yeah, I talk crap too sometimes, right? Not often. Cheryl said, do it. Use the dead from the hurricane. That's what she's talking about. Kai said, I've already spent physically old and breaking. Deb said, what's she on, camel toes? Yep, now I know you talked about. I was only joking, Luna. I know you're not talking about me. Gerloff said, yep, drunk again, 32, 32, 32, 32. What a disgusting representation of leadership. Well, she couldn't say anything without it, like really, except repeat herself over and over again. And talking points that she may have remembered. Oh, I'll say this, yes. Bloody idiot she is. Shannon said she's a muppet. Kai said she got 2 feet, 11 toes. Cheryl said treason. Deb's laughing at Shannon. Shannon said 2 feet deep or wide. Cheryl said, yeah, I feel you have, and I'm American. Yep. Kai said her middle name, Hover. Kamala Hover Harris? Hover Harris? Kamala Hover Harris. Is that who you talked about, Kai? Deb said, yes, about time. Invest in your own country. D. said, how long can the perishable last if containers are not moving? Timmy said, a quick live. Right, lol. I was trying to make it quick. It didn't work. I should never, ever say quick live. I had every intentions of coming on for about an hour and jumping off, but here I am, an hour and 45 minutes later. Kai said 5 on each foot and camels in between. There you go. Deb said, hey, Timmy. And how you going, Timmy? Good to see you. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for someone to say on one of the, because I've named a couple of my lives quick lives and they weren't quick. So I've been waiting for it. Oh, dear. SW said, send the divers in to recover the bodies or play with bombs already. It's BOMS, not BOMBS. Just in case YouTube was wondering. Okay. Cheryl said, go figure and haven't been jabbed. All the Democrats I know have been jabbed and they got the kufi cough. Shannon said, Timmy, you arrived just in time to rage quit. You missed the blue jelly balls. Yeah, you missed the blue jelly balls. And you missed me reading it thinking, what the far out is going on here? Cheryl said, Shannon is still balling. D. Lee said, still balling with pants off. Darren said, evening, guys. Been watching on TV, so couldn't chat. Oh, God love you, Darren. How you going? Luna said, here come my girls for breakfast. I hear them, so I'll just be listening for a while. Oh, God love them. Little darlings. Cheryl said, no doubt, D. Lee. Deb said, Timmy, SW is only one leg today. He broke his leg, so he'll be hopping around today. And D. Lee said, Darren. And Shannon said, Aussie pure blood, never jabbed, never got sick, didn't wear a mask, didn't stop work. Well, me too, except the last one. Well, I didn't stop work if you call this work, but yeah, I didn't stop. And I didn't wear a mask, and I didn't get sick, and I went everywhere. That, you know. Kai said they've set it up so that the difference between votes, electoral votes, and districts will be glaring. There you go. And Deb said, hey, Darren. Tim S. said, P.S. I have friends in Asheville. I finally heard from them, and everything you're hearing from alternative media is correct. There you go. Cheryl said, same, Shannon, but American. Kai said, in truth, we don't vote for president. Oh, God love you. Timmy, donate to Mercury One. It's Glenn Beck's humanitarian org. 100% every dollar donated goes to charitable efforts, and you can choose where your donation goes. It's at mercury1.org. I wonder if I can copy that bit of, and I'll put the link in there. Hang on a sec, I might type it in. Just in case anyone, it helps if I turn the keyboard on, doesn't it? Hev, okay. https:// and it's still not typing. What is going on here? Oh, and I'm knocking everything off trying to type this in. I will get it. HTT. Yep. Okay, we're working now. Mercury1.org. Is there a / and what's the last bit? Is that a hashtag? Does that go in there too, Timmy? The hashtag? I'm going to put it in like you put it, exactly how you put it. If anyone wants to donate. Okay. Is that right? It looks like a link, so I'm thinking it might be right. Okay. Thank you, Timmy. God love you. And thank you. Do you mind if I donate some of that? Do you mind if I donate like $15? Because then they might get $10 from me. I mean, I can't do much, but I'd love to help. Okay, I'll look at that after I finish streaming. Okay. SW said, remember the times when we were kids playing war games in your yard? Everybody had to be a hero and get one in the heart. Night would fall and we'd call a truce and all go home. Years 1927. Can't get that one either. What's wrong with me today, SW? Kai said, we vote and the majority leaders of the Electoral College decides. Tim S. said, oh no, SW, I'd need tell you this. If you broke your femur, that's the most painful bone to break. How did you break yours? Cheryl said, it's Shannon's spear with the blue balls. J1 said, I do believe there'll be no election in November. I'm starting to think that way too. I think so. It's going to unravel before then. So the next 30 days are going to be huge. You have to say it that way. Huge, right? Like you're straining, right? Shannon said, tis but a scratch. Kai said, Shannon, I suggest lotion and towels. It'll be all better soon. Cheryl said, had a bone removed from my hand and it took 6 months to get back to good. Ooh. J1 said, SW, yeah, we used to make our guns and use D-sized batteries for dummy hand grenades. SW said, Timmy, I thought it was torn ligament in ankle crack, but the swelling goes up my shin a foot. Please, no femur. Please, I got swelling all right, all good. Timmy said, Hurricane Milton hits the Gulf Coast of Florida on Wednesday. DARPA's busy this election season. I mean, hurricane season. Definitely. I agree. Shannon said, if they were lithium batteries, they are grenades. Yeah, might as well be. Yeah, I believe this happens more than we think, Timmy, with, around those times, every 4 years or so, and things go a bit haywire. Yes, excuse to use people who aren't there. Deb said, I did not think about the blood that they gave me at the time. It didn't have vaccinated blood, so I can say I don't have vaccine in my blood. Good. Kai said, time to make illegal people unwelcome. Cheryl said, deja vu right now. Yeah, I keep getting that feeling. Shannon said, on point, Timmy. SW said, overview, lyrics, listen, artists, remember. Remember the times when we were kids playing war games in your yard. Everybody had to be a hero and get one in the heart. Night would fall and we'd call a truce and we'd all go home. I can't get the song. Cheryl said, detox, Shannon. Kai said, just wait, there's more later. Gerloff said, Timmy, yep, my sister's eldest daughter just moved to Florida from the Asheville area weeks ago. She lived there for 15 years. She went back, got back last night. She said the news is lying. There you go. Deb said, oh, my God, this really hurts. Please tell me the Give will pay for these atrocities, the government. Shannon said, déjà vu. I've seen this bullshit before, Cheryl. D. Lee said, makes my blood boil and my stomach turn. I know. I could only imagine how you guys feel. I was fuming when they did that. The Red Cross did this with the Australian fires back in 2020. I was fuming, like, how dare they? And the same now. How freaking dare they? They've given it... Timmy said, yes, the #2. Once I send you dollars, do as you wish, dear, even cigarettes to smoke. Future Hev will understand shortly. P.S. Mercury 1 was the first on the ground in NC. The media are not reporting it. Thank you, Timmy. God love you. I will. Definitely. I'll donate then. Thank you, Timmy. God love you. It's really Timmy donating, but, through me. So there you go. I can feel like I've done something. Oh, it's all I can do. I'm so far away. SW said, Deb, only if we hold them accountable and have a kindly spirit. Timmy said, Biden is low-key sabotaging Kamala's campaign, in my honest opinion. Well, I was wondering when they'd start throwing each other under the bus. I believe Diddy's doing it. Diddy's done it. He did it. Diddy did it. He did. Seriously. Okay. I agree. I fully agree. Cheryl said, Vujada, ain't no shit like this happened before. Kai said, Deb, we will all pay something. We'll let it get this way. Deb's laughing at Cheryl. Shannon said blue and put balls in there. Deb said Cheryl. Shannon blue balls. Sorry. Yeah. It wasn't Shannon who put it in there. It looked like it on my comments, but it wasn't. GLF said, Timmy, on the bright side of things, a lot of truthers were born because of that storm. There you go. Kai said, never before. D. Lee said, good GLoft. Kai said, it's literally a second crack at taking down Rome. Shannon said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Shannon said, Jada Smith, lol. Oh, yep. Kai said, we'll handle Ears Smith. Cheryl said, Shannon Spears' wife's name is Blue Balls. SW said, somebody come to my side. I'm tired, I'm crying, I'm sick inside. My woman, that woman just wasn't right. Help me now, please, my friend. Never felt so bad before, never before. So funny. And that one either, SW. They're all going today. Straight over my head. Deb's laughing at Shannon again. Shannon said, blue ball corner pocket. Blue ball corner pocket. SW said, old Deep Purple. Some never before. Oh, that's why I don't know it. Cheryl said, I'm sorry, Shannon, didn't know your wife was working in the corner pocket. Susan said, came late watching from the beginning. Brilliant fake workers uninstalling camera surveillance. I love it. Yep, that was good. Deb said, we'll have to bang on blood door physical with our government. Shannon says, smoke on my blue ball squirting in. Shannon. Shit. I was just reading then and then realised what the hell I was reading and went, Geloff said, Dealey, hopefully the coming wave of former sleeping masses will be enough to overcome a rigged election. Fingers crossed. I think it will be. Remember red wave? It's coming. Cheryl said, righto, Deb. Kai said, there'll be red stuff. Shannon said, Deep Purple gone awry. SW said, they call him Flipper, Flipper, faster than lightning. I don't know if I'm singing it the right way. No one you see is smarter than he, and we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea. Okay. I just went right off then. Lost the tune. Cheryl said, what are you taking, SW? Shannon said, Flipper the tuner John West accepts. Shannon said, SW is a lyrics machine. He is. SW said, interesting fact. Flipper's voice was a kookaburra backwards. No. Deb said, the bloody green shit is destroying the very places they are supposed to save. Yes. No, they don't. That's what they're about. They don't really want to save the environment. So, didn't you know that? All these greeny oil protesting people, they don't want to save the environment. No. They wouldn't let corporations do what they do if they did. And that's nothing to do with climate either. Everyone wants to look after the environment. We all want a clean environment to live in. That's not going to change the climate. Weather. Okay. SW said, whatever I want, because I'm on my knees. Cheryl said, Arab a cook. Kai said, as I walk through the valley where I harvest my grains, I took a... I remember this. This is Amish paradise, isn't it, Kai? As I walk through the valley where the harvest of grains, I took a look at my wife, and realised she's very plain. But that's just perfect for an Amish, you see. I shun fancy things like electricity. That was living in an Amish paradise. Weird Al Yankovic. J1 said SW Flipper's voice was a young Kamala cackle. Kai said at 4:30 in the morning I'm milking cows. Shannon said gold, J1. Deb said, oh, was she at a diddy party? Shannon said dolphin cackles are intelligent. Kai said Jebediah fees the chickens and Jacob plows fool. Ah, yes, still part of the song. Cheryl said, J1, don't insult Flip. SW said, me, I'm a drummer, I need Google. She walked through the door down the river. No, it was corn. That Lord, not porn. Okay. I don't know if that's lyrics to a song, SW, but yeah, okay. Deb's given the time and not moist in South Australia, Adelaide, 9:52 a.m. Shanna said, so long and thanks for all the fish, and I've been milking and ploughing so long that even Ezekiel thinks my mind is gone. J1 said, you're right, sorry, Flip. Cheryl said, SW, I'm a guitar player, let's jam. SW said, Marvin. Cheryl said, J1, Flip forgives, but you never forgets. Flip forgives you, but never forgets. Shannon said, I've been milking the cow. Don't recall owning a cow. We have a bull. Ooh, Shannon. Just ooh. 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 Deb said, nice, Cheryl. SW. D-Lee said, that would be a cool live show, Cheryl. Kai said, actually, favourite song. Shannon said, Hev reading, this will be gold. Yeah, it nearly was, till I realised some of the things I was reading and had to stop myself. Cheryl said, SW, not gay, but Bo Diddley. Cheryl said, Shannon wish she won't be able to keep a straight face. Shannon said, dolphin have 2 blowholes. Shannon! Oh, yeah, I'll make proofreading great again. I will, Shannon. Deb said, we had bull into pregnant. The girls, they are not to be messed with. Very scary, so I hope you video that, Shannon. Make a lot of money on YouTube. Oh, no. No, don't video milking a bull. No, please don't. SW said, I'm not gay, but the bloke I screwed was. No. Kai said, Hev's going to read this crap. Yeah, I just did. Cheryl said, SW, laughed my ass off. Deb said, I bet he sacrificed a person to get famous, Jim. Yep, Carrie. SW said, Kai, that's what we do. Shannon's the best. Shannon said, Walsh Harris has experience doing things to horses. Thank you, Shannon. I didn't need these visions in my head today. Thank you, guys. Deb said, I know, Kai, it's so funny when Hev read the debauchery in the comments. Kai said, I fell out of practice. And SW said, test eagles. Yeah, the 2 words. Delia said, I knew Shannon was up to something with his chat. Yes, Shannon, test eagles, the flying ones. Test the eagles. 1, 2, 3. Cheryl said, where's Alex? Shannon said, she rage quit. No, she hasn't been on all morning. She's probably sleeping, God love her. SW said, protecting her ears. Flyby said, in a bit, guys, take care out there. It's getting crazy. D-Lee said, Q Hev's laugh. Deb had a message retracted. SW said, my imaginary friend is better than yours, right? Cheryl said, I'm about to rage quit. I'm being stared down by Pablo wanting his dinner. Kai said, all my exes changed their sexes. And Deb said, she's got rabbits there. Cheryl said, SW, no, it's not. Tim said, he did have a beard, Hev, his ex-wife and ex-girlfriend. Luna said, okay, I'm back. My hands are free to type again. God love you. Shannon said, Jim Carrey, Illuminati stuff. It jumped. Illuminati something. There's a lot of messages retracted. Who's Chill Vids? Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yep. I see what Chill Vids is doing. Good luck, mate. Try somewhere else. I'm trying to find where I was up to. Oh, here we go. Just got to get my lighter. Hang on one sec, guys. That's what fell off the table. And where did it go? Found it. Okay. Shannon said Jim Carrey Illuminati stuff, remember? Oh, yeah, when he poked his tongue through, what did he do? An upside down something or other? I don't know. He's a weirdo. No doubt about that. Shannon said, Luna feeling drained, rehydrate, sorry. Deb said, oh my God, Kai, just too much for them. Luna said, I've always felt off about Jim. SW said, whoops. Cheryl said, here we go. Deb said, oh my God, Shannon. Kai said, I blasted out, breathing deeper, try to blow it away. It's a song, maybe. Cheryl said, Shannon, don't worry about Luna, it's regenerative. Shannon said, in the mask. Darren said, I agree, Luna. Always felt uneasy watching his comedy. Cheryl said, ready to roll. Shannon said, never, like a never-ending packet of Tim Tams. Oh, yum. Deb said, that was gold. So many funny things to make Hev say. SW said, we did it, Shan. Yep, chilled vids is a dick. I've got all the windows open and the frickin' door too, mate. So there you go. Susan said, I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. That's it. Kai said, we're going to hell. We're going to hell for sure. SW said, because it's their choice, they can move. Yeah, the door's open. It's fine. And the windows are open on both ends, so there's airflow. I remember that person, don't worry. Okay. Yeah, it needs to chill out. Can't, though. Has a bee in the bonnet. Deb said, yes, I only wish I would love to have an endless packet of Tim Tams. And Kai said, OTS, I made some gel and spilt it on the floor. Shannon said, peppermint Tim Tams, slam with milk. D-Lee said, when cats want out, they let Hev know. Well, the door's open, so they can go out any time because no one's home. So I can open all the windows, all the doors, front and back door are open, all the windows are open. It's a warmer day today. Deb said, you missed SW. It's a one-leg man today, so he's just hopping around today. Tim S. said, who are the moderators again? Time to kick someone out. Sherry said, hey, y'all, sorry I'm late listening to Mr. T. I don't blame you. SW said it's an adult's choice to smoke. The cats lay low and go. Geo said the German Air Force was off the coast of Africa for weeks with a full TFR, total flight restriction, for all non-NATO aircraft. Their TFR is now in effect over the Bahamas to Cuba, nothing shady. Shannon said that's when Hev blew her nose. Deb said yes, all the flavours of the Tim Tams, and yes, hot coffee, Tim Tam Slam. Kai said I was a moderator and dropped it. Keep a drunk. That's not here anymore. Who? Deb said, hey there, Sherry. SW said, Geo, frack the Germans. Darren asked, did someone upset you, chill vids? Oh, you poor thing. You poor little munchkin. You need a tissue for your issue. Kai said, shitty trade too, as show number one. Cheryl said, fuddy diddy. Deb said, oh my God, not another poltergeist movie for the whole town being rebuilt on. Ooh. D-Lee said, hello, Sherry. Darren said, it could be worse, chill vid. She could be Haitian. Could be eating the cats. Meow, 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 eating the dogs. Woof, 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 woof. I'm not reading any of their comments anyway. Don't worry about it. I'm only reading your responses to their comments without reading their comments. Cheryl's is saying, chill, you need to go. Yeah, very chilled, isn't it? Aren't they? Think you're the opposite of what your name says? I think so. D-Lee said, chill vids, no bad vibes allowed here. Deb said, I can't walk by the baby oil in the shop anymore. Kai said, Cheryl. SW said, there's no I in team, mate, but there's me. Deb said, we're all laughing at Shannon. Shannon says, slippery when wet, eh, Deb? Clean up aisle 2. Kai said, put me backwards is screwed. What? SW said, Warren Zevon. Kai said, also spells meat. Deb said, that's what she said, Shannon. D-Lee said, bye-bye, chilled vids, sorry. Shannon said, don't do Halloween, this is Australia. Cheryl said, that's not it, chill vids, we were having a good time till you got here. Kai said, tame. Esoterically, it's all kind of bad. Oh, chill vids is saying, watch out. I don't even know what you're talking about, mate, so Good luck with that. Shannon said, did Papa Smurf just rage quit? SW said, I need a blow-up doll like they had on the Garbo truck. Kai said, team is an awful word. SW's chilled F off hard. Darren said, actually, Cheryl, I'm still having a good time watching an idiot out themselves. D. Lee said, I thought you were out of here, liar. Yeah, I thought they were going. I read that too. I'm out of here. And yet they're still commenting. Well done, mate. Oh, dear. Don't worry about them, honestly. Don't even talk to them. Just let them go. They love it when you talk to them. Dealey's, Cheryl said, watch out for what? A blue-balled Smurf with a yellow belly? Darren said, don't trust Papa Smurf. What's he hiding under hat beard? SW said, freedom of speech princess. They're just in here having a, wanting to cause shit, obviously. Sherry said, some of the sheriffs are arresting FEMA workers who threatened to arrest people trying to help. About time. Yeah, I did read that, yep. D-Lee said, somebody doesn't know who we all are. SW said, Chilled is a Muslim, or even worse, he works for the government. Probably. Shannon said, have we got a glow fag in here? I think we do. Darren said, when he met Smurfette, she had black hair. Whatever he did to her turned her hair white. D-Lee said, where did Muskrat go? I don't know, but I do believe that eventually Chilled Video probably deleted their own comments. D-Lee said, where did Muskrat go? Cheryl said, there's the truth. Chill Viz is an invader. Get out before you get the boot. SW said, Chilled is a creep, stalker. It might be Davind from WA. Nah, I say stalker. Way to go, Shannon. Where we go one, we go all. D-Lee said, weirder, voyeur. Cheryl said, his blue ball Smurf needs his nuts cracked. SW said, I hope David is okay. Gerloff said, Trump read the tea leaves correctly when he told the German and Ukraine government to blow it out their asses. He saw them for not only what they were, but what they were up to. Shannon said, for someone with chill in their name, not very chill. No, they're just a troll. Trolling. Trolling, trolling, trolling. Keep those beasties moving, rawhide. Okay, Deb said, is Menacing a moderator? Yes, she is. And Deb's blowing little whistles for Timmy. Cheryl said, I'd like to crack you in your profanes. D-Lee said, Deb, yes, she was here earlier. Shannon said, Lucian, you douche. Yep, and I think Menacing Muskrat may have gotten rid of them. Good luck with that, mate. Kai said, if he really bugs you, report him. Shannon said, what car? What cat? Cheryl said, Chills, just wait. Justice is coming for you with a good nutcracker. And they kept on. They were off ages ago, apparently. They were leaving. Well, there's a whole lot of missing messages here from Chilled Vids. Shannon said, locks them out. Cheryl said, no, you aren't, and you know it. You're here for attention. Done feeding the sick mind. Go get your nuts taken care of. Yeah, it's probably someone working in the bloody government. Or media. Luna said, might get my friend to bring me a pulled pork roll for lunch. I'm getting hungry. Oh, my goodness, yum. Darren said, I'm sure Shannon meant kicked. D-Lee said, I bet you are, Luna. Shannon said, where is Alex when you need her? SW said, hold the line. Ah, love isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know that one. Sybil said, I remember the poor kangaroos, very sad, Hev. Yes, and the koalas that were burnt. Luna said, hospital food just doesn't make me feel full. I don't blame you. Deb said, everyone can report. Darren said, Alex was possessed and became chilled. SW said, I report to no one. Yeah, don't worry about reporting them. Just don't interact. If they don't get attention, they will go away. Okay. Cheryl said same SW. Ideally said reported Deb. Kat said or ignore him. Go away, yep. Or not. Free will and crap, yeah. Tim S said, I guess I have a guess who Chilled is. Anyone else? No. I don't know who it is. Good luck to them, though. SW said, Kai, that's how you know you're a brother with another mother. Deb said, Darren, and laughing. Kai said, I'm too old to really care a bunch about much. Darren said, I have my suspicions, Timmy. And Sybil had a message retracted, and D. Lee said, Timmy, uptight. Deb said, you got her, Shannon. Kai said, and suddenly he's quiet, busy reporting on nothing, I suppose. Shannon said, read that to the sound of Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. Sybil said, thanks, Hev, for your beautiful company, you rock. Tim S. said, laugh my ass, Shannon. And D. Lee, who he is, not what he is. Ha, he's definitely uptight. Deb said, it'll be Skippy next. Kai said, generally, if they don't agree, especially when you prove them wrong, there's a hissy fit. Yeah, if people don't agree with you, they can have a hissy fit. Believe me. Good luck to them. But they gave me an extra view, so well done. Even if you give me a thumbs down, I don't mind because you know what it is? Interaction, and YouTube loves it. So please feel free. SW said, I'm a giver, not a taker. I love you all, especially trolls. Shannon said, pitcher, not catcher. Kai said, and Hev will block him. Cheryl said, me too, SW. Shannon said, Weird Owl. Kai said, but if you all reported him, damn. Deb said, there's a lot of toilet lickers. Is that what it's supposed to be, Deb? Kai said, only report each comment. SW said, I've never reported anyone. Kai said, almost all of them. Tim S said, lol, so did I, Kai. Feels petty. Sybil said, Kirby, Summers and McDuff lives are excellent channels for research on the child sex traffickers. SW said, let's go. That's Manfred Man Fox on the run. There you go. I can't see that one, Deb. Someone's sitting on something. Dealey said, nobody comes on here and threatens us. Tim S said, it's almost like Chilled has a religious spirit on him. Right, Eyes? Oh, no, wait, he's not here tonight. I don't think Eyes would do that. I don't. I really don't. SW said, Shannon taught me well. Kai said, click report, click harassment or bullying, and then the arrow select towards me or towards someone else. Sybil said, excellent Australian humour. Much love, everyone. Shannon said, I can feel it. I can feel it in the eyes at night. Kai said, Tim, not a bit. Do you really think he'd do that? I don't. Why do I not think Eyes would do that? Okay, where am I up to? It just jumped. So I've got to. D-Lee said, Hev thinks she's done reading from Shannon. Deb said he'll not be milk anything. Shannon will be running. Kai said that should be a suspension or platform block. I don't believe in it. Like, I reckon everyone has a say, right? And they should, even though they're little trolls. It doesn't matter, you know, like the biggest thing is ignore it. It will go away. And I put emphasis on it. Kai said, screw the wrench, carry a gavel. Tim S said, Darren, it seems we're on the same page. SW said, no milk today. I know that one. That was an ad. Shannon said, Eyes have no idea who Chill Vids is. SW said, bung peg. Darren said, just because everyone thinks the same doesn't mean it was, but. Deb said, we love our Eyes. No, it was someone called, I remember someone called, what were they called? Mother Abigail used to say something about the cats being in the room when I was smoking. I remember that person. Do you remember that person? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same person, but yeah, some little troll. SW said, Darren, that's what makes us unique. Both, brother. Kai said, Heather, I like my wrench back, please. Snurgle burgle left. SW said, Kai, you have one brother. Deb said, yes, I was thinking that we need another mod. Kai said, I should have blocked Snurgle Dork myself. Oh. Darren said, she ran out of wrenches, only's got spanners left. SW said, that's a tool. Tools are useful. And Deb's put the bees in there. Shadow said, poor little bugger. Austin Powers' voice. Kai said, I only wanted female mods. D. Lee said, I thought Tim Tams had something to do with Tim Wall's tampons. Kai said, I caved to keep sub number 12. Darren said, our PM as a tool would be more useful without him. Exactly. Kai said, Chill piped up as soon as I explained what team actually means. Conchega, anyone suffering with joint or broken bones, come for his called bone kit. Make a poultice and place it over the affected area. Really? Kai said, we're still in Rome, guys, just different names for the three branches. Deb said, this is a place of love and a lot of funny stuff. Oh, dear. How you going, Conchega? Okay. Deb said, poor Alex missing out on the drama. Kai said, you know, I heard you get enough strikes, they ban the device and everything. Shanna said, did someone say pulled pork? Yeah, someone did. Luna. Darren said, they'll teach you to play hooky, Deb. Conchega said, Stevie Wonder's not blind. Paul McCartney let a mic stand fall in front of him and he caught it. Shanna said, yeah, I saw that, Yowie. Yeah, I remember that he's not, you know. So that people are saying he's not, and it's because of things like that. Kai said, guys, much love. My darling wife and light of my world wants to go to the store. Oh, God love you, Tony and Kai. Much love. You're going to zombie along with her, though. D-Lee said, much love to you and Tony, Kai. SW said, Kai, give her a hug. Sybil said, perhaps we should not have retracted Mr. Combs was a sacrifice as many industry heads resigned from this scandal already. Thanks, Hev. No worries, Sybil. Deb said, so we're going to Rumble for a quick live. Yes, probably. SW said, I'm a gimp for a few weeks. Darren said, stay sane, Kai. Shopping can be quite an ordeal. And Sybil said, thanks, Hev. And Shannon said, keep your zippers lubricated, SW. Kai said, going for a smoke. Going for smokes. SW said, my reply is show us... Okay. I won't read that. Shannon said, hey, oh, Shannon, you and Eyes and Kai and Snurgle and oh, God love yous all. Okay, Kai said, already moving. Deb said, oh, my God, Shannon. Kai said, the blessings are in case. Darren said, chilled, threatened to rumble. Deb, then he ran away. Kai said, zipper trim. SW said, how dare you have one? It's beer o'clock in Melbourne. Kai said, well, I tried, guys. Gerloff said, well, we know it wasn't Kamala trolling. I didn't hear 32 500 million times. Conchega said they already do. Turdball's nephew runs the Oz rainmaking. Shannon said, it's always beer o'clock somewhere. And with that, I'm going to go and I'll see you over on Rumble. I'm going to start straight away, I think. Okay, so I'll see you over there, guys. Oh, Luna's pork rolls there. Oh, my goodness, I'm hungry. Okay, see you guys. See you over on Rumble in about a minute.